Hi, I'm Dean Keith with Precision Coachworks of Southern California. In this video, I will be demoing the ColorWorks Pro Leather and Vinyl Repair Kit. Each kit includes a 1-ounce jar of Great Goupon, a 4-ounce bottle of Great Leather Prep, which will reduce into 1 quart of pH balanced and self-neutralizing leather prep, a bottle of Safest Link cross-linker, and an 8-ounce bottle of ColorWorks Pro Blend Auto Match Color. Let's get started. Alright, we're ready to begin. Now, ColorWorks Pro is a water-based system, and we use the same resins as automotive manufacturers use around the world for their leather and vinyl coating, so we can guarantee one of the highest quality products in the world. Now, we're going to clean these seats with the Great Leather Prep, and I've already started to clean and mask the outside, so we could do this a little quicker. We just spray it directly on the seat. We can put a little on our sponge. You can see the repair area that we're going to be working on. I pre-wet it a little so it'll darken and you can see it. But it is worn through the top coat, the grain, all the way to the open pore leather underneath. Now we want to clean the bottom cushion too. Do that same time. You want to make sure the seat is as clean as possible. This cleaner and prep will not hurt the leather in any way. So get in there and scrub every nook and cranny. Get everything out. Dry with a microfiber rag. Microfiber likes to pull the cleaner and dirt off instead of pushing it around like a white Turk might do. You can see it's pulling a lot of dirt and grime off of there. So now it's clean. We're going to start the Great Goupon process here. And we're going to get some out of the jar. Even though the seat's still a little damp, that's fine. I'm just going to put a little on the seat. And I'll use a little spreader. Thin coats work best. Thick coats will take too long to dry. Don't glob it up. There's a nice thin coat. We'll put a little in the center seat now. You see I'm pushing fairly hard because I want a thin coat. Get it down into the pores. It's not going to cover on the first coat. It'll take several coats to get it where we want it. Try and keep it real smooth like that. A simple hair dryer will help dry it out. And we'll do a couple of coats here. And then we'll take a break as I get the rest of it ready. I put 5 thin coats of Great Goupon on this seat. Had to go out a little farther than expected. There were some pretty deep scratches in this seat. That's not a problem. This material will stay put forever. And now, instead of sanding it to feather it in, we use a wet method called knockdown. So we're going to knock it down, and we're just using our leather prep. And I make sure I have a microfiber rag down here at the bottom. And then, like I'm wet sanding it. And just blend it in. Make sure you have no sharp edges. And you can see it blending into the grain. You see that is working real well. Now when you spread your great goop on, take your time, make sure you do it very smooth and flat. Try not to leave any ridges in it, otherwise you'll be here doing this for a little while. Check it every couple of minutes. If you haven't let it dry long enough, the color will start lightening. It'll let you know that your knockdown solution is penetrating and softening too much your compound, and you need to let it dry till it turns darker again. Use a hair dryer to help with that. This is going to need just a little bit more. Put some fresh solution on the sponge. And you can see this is a Scotch-Brite sponge. And you can hear it dragging on the material, working it down. Don't need to push hard on it. Use different directions or circular motion to keep it flat. Alright, you see that blended in pretty good. We're going to move to the side and finish that up. That went on very smooth. It doesn't need much knockdown. I think that is pretty much it on that one. Can now pull this tight. I want to protect this seam right here. Didn't want any goop to get in there, or sand on any edges, or wear any of the color off. By using a wet system like this, you can see that we've left all of the dye and original grain intact. We haven't sanded through it to create any new problems. So that came out real good. And we're going to shoot this in just a minute. Now this dye can be applied with either an airbrush, Prevail sprayer, or a regular paint gun. Today I'm going to use a small touch-up gun with a 1.0 fluid nozzle. I'm going to rub in the first coat, put a nice light coat on top of it, dry that. If I like the way it looks, then we're going to manipulate the air pressure, create a little grain, and finish the dye job. So here we go. I like to rub it into the leather and into the repair area. Doesn't look real pretty yet, but it will. Alright, while it's still wet, we'll put the next coat. Now you can see already that looks pretty good. Going to dry with a hair dryer, and then I'm going to create a texture with my color. Now you can see the dye spray is shiny because it's water-based and you're seeing the water at the top. We dry the water out of it and it flashes to very dull. Then we can put a second coat. We're going to run the air pressure very low and create a grain-like texture on it. So there's our first grain coat. We're going to have to do that a couple more times to get enough grain on it. And you can see I blend that grain past the original so the two will blend in together and you will not see any evidence that this was shot before. Here we go, number 2. I'm only running this gun at about 3 psi and actually letting the dye spatter onto the seat. The dots will hit the leather, the dots will start connecting, and they start looking like a leather grain. It's really an easy technique. And I think after this coat, that'll be enough grain. We'll dry it and then give it a quick blend, and that will wrap that up. Okay, now that the top is done, I'm going to turn up the air pressure a little, and I'm going to blend the color into the bottom, and that will take care of this one. You can hear me adjusting it. I'm only running about 10 psi. So now it atomizes real nice. It doesn't create a pebble anymore. Just blend over that top edge a little. We're going to blend onto the bottom. Bottom didn't need any repair, so we're just going to put a light blend on it. No reason to add extra material if we don't need to. That looks pretty good. Let's dry it out and see what we have. And there it is. That came out real good. I'm going to unplug the gun. That looks like a new seat again. And the coating used is what the vehicle came with. Let's take it all apart and see what it actually looks like. And you can see that water base is nothing to be afraid of. It dries very fast and is much more durable than solvent based, much sooner. Now we added a cross linker to this, which is like adding a hardener. It increases its adhesion and chemical resistance. And you can see our colors match. That came out, I would say, almost perfect. Now, whether this was your own or a retail customer, I think everyone would be very happy with it. And this repair will last a very long time. One more piece. And there it is. A completed repaired leather job. I'm very happy with it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to get more information about Precision Coachworks, we can be found at pcsocal.com. And thank you for watching.